Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Can you please tell the viewers a bit more about yourself?
Hello, I'm Anna Srebrnič. I'm the chief arbiter, and I'm from Slovenia.
And tell me a bit more about your experience as an arbiter. How did you become one, and how did you get involved in so many major events?
This has been going on for quite many years. So first I was a player, and I still consider myself as a player first. But then during all this player career, I saw a lot of times I was like sitting, playing games, and I really loved to be in the chess world in any kind of role. And I saw, okay, these arbiters are here, they're just sitting, doing nothing, and maybe I could do that as well. So that's how I started slowly with the arbiter's career at the beginning on the local events, so mostly Slovenian kids tournaments. And then I think after some time I got, I think just by a coincidence, or I was at the right place at the right time, I got opportunity to go to London Chess Classic because they were looking explicitly for female chess arbiters. So I got the opportunity there, and from there on some other organizers met me and recommended me, so that's how my international chess arbiter career began.
So if I understand correctly, there are norms and categories for chess arbiters. Can you please tell me a bit more about that?
Yes, just like in chess, where we have international master and grandmaster titles and norms how to achieve, it's very similar in the arbiters world. So first we have on our national level, we have two categories, and after that on the international level, we have a FIDE arbiter and then international arbiter as being the highest title. But then some years ago they introduced some licenses, so they put international arbiters in 4 licenses from A to D, and slowly I was A being the highest, and slowly I was going to C, B, and then I became an A-level arbiter, which is the highest one that at the moment you can get.
So you reach a top as a chess player and a chess arbiter. Can you draw a parallel between the two?
Yes, well, it's actually quite different, because when you are a player, you know, if you work hard and if you play good, you have an opponent. If you win your opponent, if you win enough opponents, you will win the tournament, you will get a norm, you will get a title. So it practically mostly depends on yourself. When you are an arbiter, it is connected also with who will appoint you, who will invite you, because you cannot just go for a tournament and say, okay, I will be an arbiter here. So you must be invited. So for big events, there is also a lot of politics involved and exchangements. Yeah, so that's, I think, the main difference of between being a player or an arbiter when you are trying to achieve something.
And I was always wondering, which was harder for you, becoming top chess player or arbiter?
Well, if I'm looking at work-wise, how many books I had to study, how many puzzles I have to solve, how many tense games I have to play, it's harder to become a grandmaster. Of course, there is no comparison. With being an arbiter, I think there is also a little bit of luck, or I don't know, some connections, good connections. Of course, there is hard work as well, but I don't think that as much as when you're trying to become a grandmaster.
And I'm sure you've been to many major events. Which one was the biggest?
I think the highest top-level event was Grand Prix last year in Gibraltar. So this was Grand Prix for women, and I was a chief arbiter there. So I think that was the highest role that I ever got in the arbiters world. But I was also part of the Grand Swiss twice as a deputy. And okay, also as well, this tournament, European individual, being a chief arbiter is also a very big role.
And do you have any plans for the future?
For the future, well, yes. First, I want to finish this tournament successfully, and then getting some sleep. And after, I don't know, I will see what will come to my path. There is one local event that we are organizing with Chess Club Ljubljana that I'm looking forward at the end of the month. So that's about how far my plans go for now.
And I want to congratulate you on becoming a first female chief arbiter on European Open Championship. And this is a huge milestone. How do you think it will affect the future? And do you think there are any differences between male and female leadership as a chief arbiter?
Well, I believe men and women, they have similar capacities. And of course, there are some differences in genders between male and female, how they are managing, and that also applies to chess arbiters. But I believe that the best thing is to have some sort of mixed genders, so we can benefit from both strengths. And also, this tournament, we have a lot of women on top, like female chief arbiter, female deputy chief arbiter, female director. But then again, on some other tournaments, there are only men having the top positions or official positions, and nobody is actually making any big deal out of it, even though these events are maybe only women events. So, as I said before, I think the best thing is to have some sort of mixture of profiles, like in gender or in age, young and innovative and old and experienced, and just to focus that good people are getting good positions.
And we all know you cannot organize such a big event without any problems. Did you face any hardships on this tournament?
Well, I must say we had quite a few challenges from before the tournament, at the very early beginning of the tournament and throughout the tournament. But I think we are successfully solving each of them one by one, day by day, and we are approaching to the end of the tournament, so I think we will finish successfully.
And you were also an arbiter on Team European Championship, which was held here in Slovenia, Terme Čatež. Can you compare the two of them?
Yeah, well, I think the main difference was that on the team event we had to deal with around 40 captains, and here we are dealing with 300 players. The second thing is that this tournament is longer, so we have 11 rounds and no free day. The team event was 9 rounds and with a free day in between. And for me personally, here I am chief arbiter, so that means a lot more responsibilities and a lot more sleepless nights.
Thank you so much for joining me. It was a real pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.